You can tell on Harstem's face just from the look of him. He really has to try against Jona. Maybe he's not used to it that much anymore in the Netherlands.
Um, that's I think a bit of an exaggeration,
Of course.
but of course he has to try. It's the finals, man.
Yeah. Would be a shame if you didn't try
You
actually.
cannot sit back and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this."
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have a bad time.
It's StarCraft. You could have a bad time if you
Yeah.
just leave that stuff. Alright, so here in the top right of Frost, we have the blue Protoss from Team Fnatic. He is Harstem. And his opponent in the bottom left, he is from Team Lowland Lions, the red Zerg. He is Jona. Currently 1-1 between these players. And, well, I wonder what kind of mindset Jona now is. Is this a map you think you would have prepared a specific build for?
Well, if I was Jona right now, I would feel pretty bad about the loss of last game. Because that's a typical loss that wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
He was in control, and he was the one who kind of screwed up, you know? It wasn't like Harstem outplayed him. Harstem just took the decision, the only one he could is counterattacking.
Yeah.
And it was Jona who wasn't prepared. So if I was him, I would feel pretty bad right now about how the way I lost, you know?
Yeah. And on Harstem's side, you know, he was at a 1-0 deficit.
Yep.
And then falling behind in game 2 and then managing to come back to clutch to win. It's got to be pretty uplifting for him.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's a best of 7, and winning or losing one game doesn't have a significant impact, you know.
Yeah. And looks like Harstem is feeling confident enough that he will be going for a somewhat greedy opener. Looking to go and grab that Nexus first. The same goes here for Jona, going with the hatch first. Of course, the question is whether it will escalate even further into a 3 hatch before pool. I don't know why I like that build so much, but I do kind of feel that in the current meta it's very acceptable. And we do have a drone already heading out, and the question is it going to be a scout or the 3rd hatch?
I think a third hatch.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
also
I'm pretty
pointing
sure.
the drone there.
Exactly.
But I mean, I like it too. But what I don't like is that you get your speed link so late.
Yeah.
And you don't really have map control. While usually you have a good map control with the speed links, until the Protoss, of course, has that composition that you cannot run around freely anymore. But yeah, I don't know. This just requires a different playstyle. Also, you need to connect the 2nd and the 3rd, you know. So you need more queens. You need to focus more on creep spread, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just a different style, and if Jona's used to that, then it's good, of course. But
Yeah, and the
I don't
distance between the 2nd and the 3rd here is quite significant.
yeah, that's why.
A lot smaller than the one between the natural and the 3rd. So
Also, unfortunately for him, he's made the 3rd closer to Harstem instead of further away.
yeah. Though
So
I'm not
Harstem
sure.
is maybe gonna scout it right away.
Yeah, he.
No,
nice.
he's not.
That would have been so funny. But Harstem is once again doing a gateway tech opening. So I do not expect there to be any cannon rush shenanigans, seeing as he has no forge, making it completely impossible for him to build. So,
So he also sees the spawning pool timing, so he knows that there's a 3rd base coming up. He's gonna scout it immediately.
he actually didn't see the spawning pool.
He didn't.
No. He did see that there was no gases taken though.
Yeah, so regardless, he just scouted. He still didn't. Okay, now he's gonna go up. Or not?
You
Oh,
should
the
be able
probe
to.
was... First he was moving there. Okay, he's still going there. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna check out and see there's a 3rd. We do have the additional queens coming out here for Jona. It would be quite wise for him to add on even more, because this map is quite okay for Stargate play. So seeing something like Phoenixes or Oracles is certainly not unheard of. And I expect that we will be seeing Harstem's choice of tech quite soon.
I also wonder if Harstem is gonna choose to be aggressive or take a 3rd Nexus, you know?
Well, he's already moving a Stalker and Mothership Core out the down the map, and he's queued up a second Stalker. And it's actually a forge before the any additional tech.
That's interesting. So that signifies that he's gonna play greedy himself.
Yeah. So the first queen pops at the 3rd and is being harassed by a Stalker. This is quite annoying for Jona, as he had just decided to add on a Roach Warren and a lot of drones, and is now finally he has the actual larva to actually get speed and get more links. So right now he has to micro like a god in order to not lose anything to this Mothership Core and Stalker, which Harstem seems to be controlling perfectly.
Yeah, didn't take any damage yet. Quite normal so far. He lost 2 links, which is okay. Now 3rd one, 4th one. Yeah, Jona shouldn't try to take the fight. He should just stay on creep. I would really recommend to make another queen. Yeah, okay, he's
Yeah.
doing it now.
He's also
Maybe-
got a spore crawler there on the way, but the most important thing, as you emphasized, is him staying on creep. And this little aggression, this little poke from Harstem, which is very non-committal, is actually forcing out quite a few links, roaches, and of course the additional queen.
Yeah, I feel like Jona is a little bit overreacting here.
Yeah, but then again, it's so hard to tell what is behind this. Like right now we can tell, okay, it's only 2 stalkers and a mothership core. The likelihood of Harstem actually committing to this with a proxy pylon and a lot of gateways is significantly reduced because he's not backing it up with anything else.
Yeah, you see on the third base of Harstem, the photon cannon positioning is just the way it should be.
Yep, perfectly
good.
sandwiched in.
He's gonna add 2 gateways. He's gonna be 5 gateways. 2 gas, yeah. So economically, of course, Harstem's gonna be slightly behind, but definitely not in a serious way, you know.
Yeah, the combination of this little bit of aggression as well as the quick third nexus is actually a perfect response here by Harstem, I feel, in the economic sense, of course.
Yeah, and like you said, the strength in this tactic is that as a Zerg you don't know if it's a follow-up with gateways or a third.
Yeah. Jona is attempting to establish his map control with the speedlings, as we have so often seen him do. He's sending an overlord into the main of Harstem where he sees the Twilight Council being built. Of course, he doesn't necessarily know what this will signify, neither do I, since he hasn't started any follow-up tech from it, but Harstem so far has already assembled quite a few sentries.
Yeah, he's gonna go for a blink all in, I think. He just added 2 more gateways, researching blink right now. He's gonna be on 7 gateways.
That's quite troublesome for Jona because his only real tech here is roaches, and even though he is making roaches, he spotted the sentry and the rest of the army on the middle of the map.
Yeah, you know, it is possible to beat blink stalkers with roaches on creep, but you really need good micro, and he better starts making roaches fast, because Harstem's blink is like 2 minutes away from finishing. His gateways are already finished, so he can start making an army like a madman and just overwhelming them. And he's making a spire, so he maybe wants to go for a muta switch.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the time to do such things.
No,
he
not
needs
at all.
to figure out what's going on right now.
Yeah, and he's sending his one link to the left center of the map, runs into the sentry army, and now he knows what's going on. He ends on a couple more spines and will be moving his sentries and all of his army towards that point. And this is really where it comes down to Jona. He needs to be injecting like a madman, try to force fields that are unnecessary, loses 3 roaches, but this costs so much sentry energy.
Yeah, this was not worth it for Harstem, but I think he's going to use the recall as soon as it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
He just wants to, you know, use some energy. He doesn't care. Also, in this situation as well, he's forcing units, but he himself is not forced to attack.
Yeah.
This is the strength of Protoss against Zerg. You don't have to attack.
Okay.
See what the damage he's doing.
Oh, and actually the force fields, wow, this is really good, but Jona has already responded by taking another third, so he is somewhat okay.
Yeah, he is somewhat okay, yeah, but Harstem is not even going all in with this, you know, he's on 3 base himself,
Yeah.
and he's making Immortals M+2, and you know, the blink is gonna finish up. Oh, Jona's going for mutas right now, which is possibly the worst decision you can take against Mad Blink Stalkers.
I'm really not sure why he is doing this, as you mentioned.
This is a desperate move.
Yeah, his income isn't really enough to sustain it. I mean, it's equal to his opponents, and Harstem sees, you know, he smells blood. He sees there's opportunity for him to do damage, and will be just doing so.
Yeah,
He moves to a
look at those force fields.
Sickest force fields here. Gets in a really good position, even
Those
in
are
a natural.
force fields, man.
And now he sees the Mutas, and he's like, well, this is actually a really good position. But Jona focuses down the mothership core, so this army, it will trade in some way, but he actually blinks down the ramp wherever he can, and it takes a really, really good fight here. In fact, I'm not even sure if Jona will win this.
Yeah, I think considering the situation, this was a good fight for Jona. But yeah, he lost workers, he lost his muta surprise and muta count. He's got some roaches left, but yeah, nothing substantial.
Yeah,
he's walking off creep now, which is a big mistake.
That's a huge
he should
mistake.
Turn back right now. I mean, he's trading decently, you know, but he's not gonna sustain this, you know.
Exactly. Harstem really using his blink to the fullest potential. Jona doing his best to catch up with his speedlings and his roaches that also have speed, but this is far, far from an ideal situation. And meanwhile at home, Harstem is up to 70 probes and is actually adding on double Stargate just so he can do something at the mutas, but it seems almost unnecessary because Yeah, Jona just doesn't have the income to support it.
Yeah, and I think he doesn't even need to make Phoenix or something. He can just go for 2 Void Ray production as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's how far ahead he is. He
Mhm.
shouldn't be scared about the mutas anymore.
Jona seems kind of confused as in what to do. I mean, he's adding an infestation pit. He finally remade the drones he needed, but he's also getting +1 attack for melee and +1 carapace.
And the 2 brave mutas are in the natural of Harstem,
Yeah.
doing some hard work.
But if it's sufficient work, I'm not quite sure. They actually managed to escape and will regenerate, because mutas are really good like
so
that.
we'll go back to them in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So in the meantime, the 4th base is being re-established. Like you said, the infestation pit was made, but he's not doing anything. Okay, he's making some swarm host, which I actually support as a decision right now, because he's behind and he needs to do something in case Harstem would attack. And seeing Harstem's unit composition, he needs to attack, you know. Stalker Immortal is a composition you cannot just sit around like a duck, you know. You need to do something with it. And that's what he's gonna do. So Swarmhouse is actually a pretty good decision, but he only is making 6, you know, and I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, he's definitely lacking the critical mass which he needs in order to actually fight this Stalker Immortal army, mostly gateway based, with just a few Immortals to be able to shred through all of these roaches. And he does burrow them in a good location where he can sort of defend from every angle. Oh, there's actually Phoenixes on the map, of course, and these will be picking up quite a few drones and doing a bit of damage. Harstem actually paying more attention to his main army, sees the Locusts. But he should also realize that there aren't that many.
Yeah, but I think he's taking the wise decision by not to engage, because he simply doesn't know.
Yeah.
Now, if he knew, of course he would push through, but now he's considering like, is this a good decision to attack or not? And he's taking the good option. He's coming from the left where there's no creep, which is also of course good. He's gonna notice like the swarm host count is not that high. Of course, at the moment he has only 8, which is simply not enough. Making a Hydra then, but Hydras are gonna come too late.
Oh. That was pretty sweet. Harstem, I mean, Jona was attacking a probe and he saves the probe by lifting the Zergling.
And Jona's actually upgrading melee, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty surprised. Maybe he wants to go for Brute Lords later.
Perhaps. He does see this attack incoming and sends his Locust in the correct direction, and Harstem decides to pull back. So he seems to be holding this off for now, but I almost feel like Harstem could just almost fight this.
Yeah, but you know, why would he take the risk?
That's true.
He's ahead in basically every way, except for the income. Right now, Jona is doing pretty good income-wise. He's going for the hive right now. I feel Jona could be in a pretty good spot actually if Harstem lets it do his thing, because the hive is gonna finish if he does it properly for once and goes for spines, spores, queens, and vipers and infestors.
He's adding on a bunch, not a whole lot, but he's adding on some. So it's a start.
It's a start, yeah. But he really needs to do that, because otherwise Harstem's gonna walk all over him.
Yeah. And a bunch of Stalkers lose their lives to the Locust. One of them lifts the tail. Yeah, Jona, like in previous games, is actually being aggressive with his roaches and seems to be getting some results. Takes out the 4th base here of Harstem. In the meanwhile, we have another counterattack here by Harstem, who sent in some of his own units. The Spines hadn't finished in time, and the Queen gets finished off along while the Spine does finish, and these Stalkers will probably not live for very long, but they do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, they did quite a lot of damage. Harstem this game killed 51 workers already.
Oh wow. 42 drones only left for Jona, and he's losing more to these 2 Stalkers.
This was not good for Jona.
No.
He needs the income to make all the spine spores and you know all the stuff I just described. You need a lot of income, and yeah, he just lost too many workers now.
Yeah, it's we got another move out from Harstem here, and Jona has once again moved his swarm host in a position where he cannot use them defensively.
Yeah.
And he will lose his 3rd base once again.
Yeah. This is another weird move out, like a desperation move out. I feel like he's in the middle of the map with the swarm house now, but
there's no creep, and
the locusts aren't even moving.
Yeah, he's attacking the 3rd.
It looks like he's kind of falling apart again.
Yeah, and there's a recall from Harstem actually. Very satisfied after taking out that base, moves in a couple of Stalkers to his opponent's 3rd, and will be defending against all these roaches. Force field's only just not safe. Oh, there we go. There's one nice force field, but Jona seems to be just getting away. Now takes the fight against the Blink Stalkers, but his roaches will get completely shredded by these Immortals.
Yeah, and Harstem also has +3 right now, so Immortals are just that crazy against roaches.
Yeah, I think they like 2-shot them or something. Not even sure. I mean, they don't have, okay, they do have +2 armor, so that kind of negates some of the damage. But definitely not a very sweet position here for Harstem, and Harstem actually, for Jona. And Harstem actually makes an aggressive link forward onto the Swarmos. It's down one preemptive force field, and the question is, will he take this fight? It looks like not, but he has the air superiority.
Okay, yeah, this is game.
This is completely game. Actually, all of the Swarmos here will be, just eradicated by these two Void Rays. The Phoenix is actually lifted out of the ground, leaving just skirming here on in the air, and
Yeah,
pretty dire. GG.
GG. Really well played.